Good evening and welcome to this special report. In a bold and decisive move, Captain Ibrahim Traore, President of Burkina Faso, has taken a strong stand against certain foreign non-governmental organizations, raising serious questions about their roles, agendas, and operations within the country. According to a government statement issued earlier this week, several NGOs have been ordered to suspend or cease operations, as they are accused of operating outside the law, engaging in activities that go beyond humanitarian work and, in some cases, posing a threat to national sovereignty and security. Captain Traore emphasized that while Burkina Faso remains committed to true partnerships and welcomes support that genuinely serves the people, it will no longer tolerate hidden agendas, political interference, or the manipulation of civil society for foreign interests. This decision comes as part of a broader campaign to reclaim national sovereignty, reduce dependence on foreign aid, and empower local communities to lead their own development. Traore stated, and I quote, "Our dignity is not for sale. We refuse to be pawns in the hands of foreign powers disguised as helpers." This action has drawn mixed reactions from the international community. Some organizations have expressed concern over access to vulnerable populations, while many Burkina citizens have shown strong support for the president's stand, praising it as long overdue and necessary for the country's independence. As Burkina Faso continues its journey towards self-reliance and sovereignty, the message is clear: only those who respect the will and dignity of the Burkina people will have a place in their future.
Welcome to Talk of Africa 360, your source for insightful news, analysis, and thoughtful commentary. If you value informed perspectives and fact-based reporting, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an update. Disclaimer: the content on this channel is based on reliable public sources and credible online information. It is intended strictly for educational and analytical purposes. We do not promote or endorse political violence, hate speech, or any form of discrimination. Our goal is to inform, not to inflame. Thanks for being here. Let's stay informed together.
Recently, Burkina Faso's interim leader, Captain Ibrahim Traore, has been making headlines for his controversial decision to expel some non-governmental organizations, NGOs, from the country. But why is he doing this? And what are the possible consequences of this move? Well, that's what we're going to investigate in today's video. So stay tuned. Welcome back to our channel, your go-to destination for all things African news. Today, we diving into the heart of Burkina Faso to unravel the reasons behind Captain Ibrahim Traore's shocking decision to shut down operations of certain NGOs. If you're eager to find out why he's taking such drastic measures, then you've come to the right place. So let's get started. But before we dive in, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so that you never miss out on our insightful and informative content. Also, if you love what we do and would like to support us, please make sure to like this video. Your support will help us continue producing quality content on Africa and its people. Now let's jump into the main topic of today's video. Recently, Captain Ibrahim Traore, the leader of Burkina Faso's transitional government, ordered the closure of several NGOs, including the French NGO SOS Sahel and the German NGO Good Health. This move came as a shock to many who questioned the rationale behind targeting these humanitarian organizations. However, upon closer examination, it becomes evident that Traore's actions are rooted in his unwavering commitment to national sovereignty and self-reliance. In fact, one of the primary reasons for the closure of these NGOs is their failure to comply with new regulations imposed by the transitional government. According to a statement released by the government, the affected NGOs had not obtained the necessary authorization to operate in the country. This lack of compliance suggests a disregard for local laws and regulations, which ultimately contributed to their closure. Additionally, the government has accused some of these NGOs of engaging in activities that undermine the country's stability and security. This raises concerns about the true intentions of these organizations and their potential involvement in activities that threaten the sovereignty of Burkina Faso. It's important to note that these closures are not part of a broader crackdown on civil society, as suggested by some critics. Instead, they reflect a concerted effort by the transitional government to ensure that all organizations operating in Burkina Faso do so under the principles of transparency, accountability, and respect for local laws. This move has sparked both praise and criticism. Supporters of Traore's decision argue that it is crucial to protect the country's sovereignty and ensure that all organizations operating within its borders do so in accordance with local regulations. Critics, on the other hand, express concerns about the impact on the affected populations and the potential for the closures to exacerbate existing humanitarian challenges. As the situation continues to unfold, it remains to be seen how these closures will impact the people of Burkina Faso and the country's broader political landscape. One thing is clear, though: Captain Ibrahim Traore's commitment to safeguarding national sovereignty and protecting the interests of his people remains steadfast. It is no secret that Burkina Faso has faced its fair share of challenges in recent years. From the ongoing battle against extremist groups to the urgent need for sustainable development, the country has had to navigate complex issues that threaten its stability and progress. In the face of these challenges, foreign aid has often been seen as a lifeline, providing much-needed resources to address pressing issues and improve the lives of Burkinabe citizens. However, there has been a growing sentiment among some segments of the population that foreign aid comes with strings attached, potentially compromising the country's sovereignty and hindering genuine self-reliance. This sentiment is particularly strong among young people who feel that foreign aid has become a crutch that prevents Burkina Faso from charting its own course towards development. They argue that by relying on foreign assistance, the country becomes vulnerable to external influences and pressures, hindering its ability to make independent decisions in the best interest of its citizens. The desire for self-reliance extends to various aspects of life in Burkina Faso, including the economy. Many young people aspire to create businesses and contribute to the country's economic growth without undue reliance on foreign investors or aid. They recognize the importance of entrepreneurship and innovation in driving sustainable development and are actively working to create job opportunities and contribute to the economy in meaningful ways. However, they face challenges such as limited access to funding, bureaucratic hurdles, and a lack of infrastructure, which hinder their ability to fully realize their potential. Despite these obstacles, the entrepreneurial spirit in Burkina Faso is thriving, with young people taking initiative and pursuing innovative ideas to contribute to the country's progress. It is this growing desire for self-reliance and sovereignty that has led to a re-evaluation of the role of foreign NGOs in Burkina Faso. Young people in particular are demanding greater transparency and accountability from these organizations, ensuring that their activities genuinely serve the needs of the local communities and contribute to the country's overall development goals. As Burkina Faso moves forward, it is clear that the country's youth are an essential part of its future. Their aspirations for a better tomorrow drive them to seek education, employment, and a better quality of life for themselves and their families. By investing in their potential and empowering them to become active participants in shaping their country's future, Burkina Faso can pave the way for a brighter tomorrow. Foreign NGOs have long played a significant role in Burkina Faso, providing essential services and supporting the country's development efforts. However, recently, these organizations have found themselves in a precarious position as the transitional government tightens its grip on foreign aid and scrutinizes NGO operations. The actions taken by the authorities have raised questions about the future of foreign NGOs in Burkina Faso and the potential impact on the country's development prospects. One of the most significant changes introduced by the transitional government is the requirement for all NGOs to obtain authorization to operate in Burkina Faso. This measure aims to ensure that only legitimate and well-intentioned organizations are allowed to function within the country's borders. While this may seem like a routine measure to regulate NGO activities, it reflects a broader shift towards greater control and oversight of foreign aid in Burkina Faso. Another concerning development is the increased scrutiny of NGO finances and their activities. Authorities are now closely monitoring NGO expenditures to ensure that funds are used effectively and transparently to serve the needs of the local population. Additionally, NGOs are required to provide regular updates on their activities, allowing authorities to track their progress and impact on the ground. These measures are being implemented to prevent any misuse of funds or exploitation and to ensure that all parties involved are accountable for their actions. The impact of these measures on foreign NGOs operating in Burkina Faso has been mixed. On the one hand, They provide a much-needed level of transparency and accountability, which can help build trust between NGOs and the local communities they serve. On the other hand, some NGOs have expressed concerns about the bureaucratic burden and the potential for harassment, which could hinder their ability to carry out their work effectively. Despite these challenges, it is important to recognize the positive aspects of increased regulation and scrutiny. By ensuring that NGOs operate with greater transparency and accountability, Burkina Faso is taking a significant step towards building a more sustainable and effective aid ecosystem. This, in turn, will help build trust between foreign aid providers and the local population, fostering a more collaborative and impactful approach to development. Captain Ibrahim Traore's recent actions have sent shockwaves through Burkina Faso and beyond, leaving many questioning his motives and the potential consequences of his decisions. The expulsion of 47 foreign NGOs from the country has raised eyebrows and sparked debates about his leadership and the future of Burkina Faso. But what's driving Captain Traore, and what does this move signify for the country's future? One of the key factors influencing Captain Traore's decision is his commitment to national sovereignty and self-reliance. He has consistently emphasized the need for Burkina Faso to chart its own path to development without undue influence from external actors. This perspective is deeply rooted in his Pan-Africanist ideology, which promotes unity, self-determination, and the empowerment of African nations. Captain Traore believes that true development can only be achieved when countries are free to make their own decisions and are not beholden to foreign powers. Furthermore, Captain Traore's decision is part of a broader trend in Africa towards greater control over natural resources and the economy. He has made it clear that he wants Burkina Faso to benefit fully from its rich mineral resources, such as gold and uranium, and that foreign companies must contribute to the country's development. This approach reflects a growing sentiment across Africa towards more equitable and sustainable partnerships in the extractive industries. Moreover, Captain Traore's actions are influenced by his determination to tackle the security challenges facing Burkina Faso. He has faced criticism for his handling of the conflict with Islamist militants, but he remains committed to finding solutions that prioritize the safety and well-being of his citizens. Captain Traore believes that foreign NGOs can sometimes complicate the security situation and hinder efforts to restore stability. It's also important to consider the domestic political context in which Captain Traore operates. He faces significant opposition both within and outside the country, with some groups and individuals seeking to undermine his authority and destabilize Burkina Faso. In this environment, Captain Traore must make difficult decisions to protect the country's interests and ensure its stability. Finally, Captain Traore's approach should be viewed in the context of his personal background and values. He is a former military officer who rose to prominence during the 2022 coup and has demonstrated strong leadership qualities throughout his career. Captain Traore's decision to expel 47 foreign NGOs from Burkina Faso is a bold move driven by his commitment to national sovereignty, self-reliance, resource control, and security. While his actions have faced criticism, they also reflect a broader shift in African countries towards greater autonomy and self-determination. Only time will tell how this move will impact Burkina Faso's future, but it undoubtedly marks a significant chapter in the country's history. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Subscribe to our channel for more insightful videos on African politics. Thanks for watching.
As reactions continue to pour in from across the continent, one thing is clear. Africa is demanding respect, sovereignty, and accountability. Was this just a diplomatic misstep or a deeper sign of shifting global alliances? We'll be watching closely. If you found this story important, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real, unfiltered African news. This is Talk of Africa 360, telling the stories that matter.